I went away traveling for about a year, just traveling many countries. And what I found is that this was when I was 38, I believe. And I think because the nature of traveling is that you can't really get a hold of easily as much as the food as when you're stable at home, you know the place, you have a kitchen. And I didn't always have kitchens. So I was doing things like using fast food, just eating their patties. I would eat cheese. I would eat all these things that would normally cause a lot of problems for me, and they did. Eventually, I would just eat carbs because it was easier and I craved them and whatever it was. And there was about a year where I was trying my best, but it was getting worse. My symptoms throughout my life have just gradually gotten worse and worse. It started out when I was a kid, and I started with skin issues. They were just gradually getting worse over the decades. Then the mental health issues started up. I had heart palpitations, gut issues, IBS, histamine intolerances, etc., etc. It's just this list of things. And then when I was traveling, it got to the point where started to become dysfunctional in terms of these, mainly the mental health issues became so severe. Things like depression, brain fog, anxiety, just mood problems, issues with anger, and all these things are really intense. It just got so bad that I became somewhat dysfunctional. It became very difficult for me to function publicly, kind of, because it was so hard for me to see past the fog and the pain that I was experiencing. And it got noticeably worse during this traveling period. And then I came back home to here in Australia, and it continued down the same path. And it got desperate for me. And so what I wanted to, and what I've realized is that this is quite common. You see a lot of people, especially here in Australia, in their 40s, their skin is destroyed, their guts are destroyed, their mental health is terrible. And to a great extent, I have organized and experimented with a lot of things that have helped me become at least way more functional than I've been in a long time. So I wanted to share my protocol, which is some really practical, basic things that have helped me heaps. So the first thing is to get off every drug, caffeine, whatever it is, all of the drugs, the alcohol, the caffeine, there's prescriptions. Go to your drug dealing doctor and tell them you want to get off them. For me, these things never worked. Maybe they work for you, whatever, that's fine. But for me, I am far better without any single drug touching my body ever. That includes everyday drugs that everyone uses: alcohol and caffeine, headache pills, things like that. Things are better for me. Straight up, get these poisons out of your body. In terms of sleep, for a long time, I wasn't sleeping. I had insomnia. I was waking up. I was only sleeping 3, 4, 5 hours a night, if that, and it was wreaking havoc on my mental health. The biggest issue for me was eating within a few hours of sleeping. So the way I fix this is most people do intermittent fasting from they don't eat breakfast and they'll eat lunch and dinner, or they won't eat all day and just eat dinner. For me, I turn that on its head, where I will eat, my eating window will stop at say 12 p.m. or 2 p.m. at the latest, and then I just won't eat a single thing until the next morning at around 8. So it's about an 18-hour fast for me. I find it very hard to eat sufficient food within a 2-hour period. Otherwise, I would do OMAD. I would just eat breakfast. Then I've done that before and I sleep like a baby. It's incredible. But even cutting off the food as early as possible, 10, 12, 2 p.m., something like that, makes an incredible difference in my sleep. It is incredible. People are very resistant to doing this because we're so programmed by society that we need to eat dinner, we have our dessert, we do this and that, we get bored at night. It took some effort, and it was difficult at the start to try to do this. The thing that will help is that you have to eat enough. During that window of mine is 8 to 12 or 8 to 2 p.m. You could do 10 to 2, whatever. Eat enough. Eat eat a lot, as much as you'd eat through the whole day. Eat it during that period, and then you won't be as hungry at dinner before you go to bed. If you're a little bit hungry at bed, this is perfect. You'll have an amazing sleep. And people who say they can't sleep if they're hungry, it's only because you've spiked your insulin within a few hours of going to bed. So I'll talk about this later, but eat a ketogenic diet, a low carb diet, so that doesn't happen, and eat it early in the day. This will guaranteed change your life in terms of sleep. And if you're still having problems, then move to taking magnesium glycinate, which is amazing. It doesn't make me sick, and it makes me very drowsy and relaxed, and I sleep well. And even then, you can do glycine, anywhere from 1 to 4,000 milligrams. If I take 4,000 for me is way too much. It really does work, and I can't seem to get up in the morning. 1 to 2, if I'm desperate, I will take, but I find it's better just to take the magnesium glycinate if I need it. So the other thing is hydration. I didn't really consider the importance of hydration until I was watching podcasts on it and stuff like that. And then I gave this protocol a go. It's similar to the Andrew Huberman's one, but I sort of altered it so it's better for my lifestyle, and I use my own types of salts. So when I started doing this, making sure I was properly hydrated, I noticed my focus was better, my mood was better. Every single function in the body got better. And I'm not even exaggerating. Everything just seemed to be better when I did this strictly. So my protocol is 600 milliliters of water. I don't know what that is in ounces. Sorry, maybe, is it 30? 60? I don't know. Anyway, 600 milliliters of water. Have it when you first wake up, and then have it every 2 hours, 5 times a day. If you exercise, then have another one. So have one at 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, and then stop drinking water, because you don't want to drink water before you sleep. But if you exercise, have another one at 6. So that's 600 milliliters of water every 2 hours a day, 5 times a day. Add an extra one for when you exercise. In that water, put an eighth of a teaspoon of sodium and an eighth of a teaspoon of potassium. This increases the absorption of the water. It helps with energy. It's far better for you than energy drinks. It will not be noticeable in terms of your energy, especially if you're in ketosis, which I will talk about later. This is essential. If you do this properly, don't drink plain water. Your electrolytes will stay in balance. You don't even need to take magnesium. If you get the sodium and the potassium and the proper hydration, this you won't need to take magnesium. This will be amazing. You can take some before you sleep, like I said before. But get this hydration down, and this will make a huge difference. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about was the biggest thing for me, the thing that changed so much. It's like night and day for me. I mean, I definitely have a lot of ADHD symptoms where I can't focus on anything, depression, anxiety, panic, just these mental health symptoms that just fuck me up. And then when I get into ketosis, immediately I notice a difference in the ADHD symptom. I can focus, and it's not that difficult. I can focus and enjoy what I'm doing, which is amazing. Then I stay in ketosis for about, say, 6 to 9 days, and then I notice the depression is significantly better. The anxiety is lower. I can function better. I make eye contact easier. I have better social skills. Everything slowly just gets better over time with it, but it takes time. The longest I've ever been in ketosis without eating carbs, I think, was 30 days. But as of now, I'm trying to get to, say, 4 months or so to see how it goes. The research that I've done suggests that a lot of the symptoms start to get better and better over the period of 3 to 4 months. It takes a long time because the mitochondria have to repair, they have to duplicate themselves. And I read that every 4 months in ketosis, you have 4 times the mitochondria, which is essential to our healing. The mitochondrial damage is proposed to be the key issue as to why all our systems screw up when we're sick. The guts, the mind, the everything, the skin. Also in ketosis, the skin gets a lot better for me. I have more energy. I can function, and it's amazing. But it just can be difficult at the start. So start off with ketogenic diet. Eat less than 20 net carbs per day, net grams of carbs per day. Eat a lot of fat, which should come from fatty meat, bacon, whatever you can tolerate, right? Just at the start, it's okay to keep eating vegetables and stuff, but keep your carbs below 20. And then from there, you can start to experiment. When you get, just have your first goal of getting used to ketosis first, because it really takes a little bit of, because you have to do this. If you do this hydration protocol that I said before, this is what will help you not get the keto flu. It will help keep you with energy. It's very important to keep this hydration protocol when you're in ketosis, and use the magnesium as well at night, and you'll be fine. Stay in ketosis as long as you can. Aim for 4 months. If you don't feel better straight away, it's fine. It takes months with this diet. People say there's healing and it gets better over a period of years. It takes a long time for the body to heal its damage in these terms. When you're used to ketosis, let's say for a month or so, and you don't feel that there's a chance that you may break it or that you may binge on carbs or whatever, and you're really getting some positive benefits, then start experimenting with things like ketovore, really clean keto, carnivore, all this stuff, because you might get even better results. But at the start, get into ketosis, do the hydration protocol, and stay there. This, by far, was the biggest benefit for me. It's like night and day how much this helps me. So that's it, guys. I hope this helps you. All the best. Cheers.